Stop. Stop being responsible or trying to find responsibility in someone else's actions. You can only be held accountable for their reactions. Sometimes you might gotta decipher what that is because there's a thin line between it. But understand when I say that a lot of people's initial actions towards you are not of your doing. It could be any number of reasons why they are trying to treat you a certain way, trying to hurt you or be a certain way towards you that's negative. Could be any number of reasons why they're doing it. The reason is not justified though. Hold them accountable. Stop trying to give excuses. And all of this shit that I'm kicking with y'all is lessons that I've learned. So, stories that I share with you about my experiences. Trust that thank goodness I've dealt with those experiences accordingly. And so it is not putting it in the atmosphere. It is explaining to you how I was able to deal with some of those situations. Because we were all in 6 degrees of separation. And at some point or other, our stories kind of are stitched together. Meaning the outcome may or may not exactly be the same. Our experiences may or may not exactly be the same. The lesson we learn may or may not exactly be the same. But we all basically here to try to help each other and learn from each other. And I share my experience with y'all to know, for you to also get an understanding that you're not in some of this shit by yourself. It might feel like it sometimes. But you're not in this shit by yourself. We all going through some shit. Or some raggedy motherfucker. Or some raggedy ass bitch. Who feels some type of fucking way about us for whatever reason. It could be damn near any fucking reason under the sun. Nowadays, people find a fucking reason to be at odds with you. And the truth of the matter is, we all need to self-reflect and do inner work so that we could be the change that we wish to seek. I used to think that phrase was so fucking corny, you know? Like, be the change you wish to seek, you know? But that is each individual as an adult taking accountability for who they are as a person, making the necessary changes for their selves so that hopefully whoever's their closest influence will see the changes that they're making and they'll be inspired, you know? Hopefully you'll inspire someone to be better to themselves. Everything starts at home. That's another shit I thought was corny, even though I knew that was true. It starts at home. But it doesn't just mean the physical home, as in residence. I mean physical home also is in your body. It starts with you, how you treat you, how you love up on you, your view of yourself. Excuse me. Starts there. That's your initial home. Your soul, your spirit. That's your initial home. And once you start there, that is a direct outline that you give anyone outside of you. You're giving them a direct outline so that they understand the basis of how you are to be treated. And unfortunately, a lot of time, those negative people Those people who want to try to devalue you, it oftentimes, not all the time, it oftentimes shoos them away because they don't want to do the necessary work to hold you to the level in which you hold yourself. They don't even want to come into contact with that. Some people, and they twisted as mine, take it on as a challenge. I.e., some of the people that I've used as an example in my previous stories. They'll take it on as a challenge and say to themselves, oh, well, she thinks she's this certain type of way. Well, it's coming upon me to knock her off that pedestal or to bring her down off that high. Yeah, you got people that actually think like that instead of saying to themselves, let me do the work. All that time I'm spending trying to get to know this person, trying to see how they operate, just so I could turn around and try to do them some type of harm, be it emotional, physical, mental, whatever. I'm trying to figure out a way to infiltrate. Once I infiltrate, I'll be able to cause them some type of harm, knock them down for a little while or knock them down forever, whatever. That's their thought process. Instead of saying, let me use my time wisely because I too am important and I need some shit to get together over here. I need to get me together. So let me use my time on getting me together. I ain't even gonna focus on that bitch. Yeah, I don't care for her, but I don't care enough not to spend any of my resources on her. No, people don't feel like that. People will take their own resources and try to aim at your demise, be it anything in your character, anything in your physical, any type of way. They want to try to shoot for your fucking downfall. And I just think that's very ignorant. I do. Now, everybody ain't like me, and I ain't like everybody. But there's one thing I've learned about being in a type of war. And I'm saying a type of war because, you'll be beefing with people and you won't even realize you beefing with people because you living your life and not even paying them no motherfucking mind. And the real beef is some type of beef they got with you because you living your life and not paying them no fucking mind. But one thing I could say about that type of war, to the people that are behind enemy lines, in my opinion, that's just where the fuck you stay. As long as you don't move. I see you, but I don't acknowledge you. You're not a fucking threat to me as long as you're staying in a certain position. And therefore, I feel no need to spend any of my resources coming after you in any type of way. Because I don't give a fuck enough about you to spend any of my resources on you. The most I probably would do is what you see me now. Have an event session, talking about it. As you can see, I don't name no names. Bitch, you don't even get your 5 minutes of fame off me. I don't name no names. Some of the details are definitely spared. I just had my little session, get it off my chest, and that's it. But as far as me using the breath that I breathe every day anytime I have alone to self-build and to self-reflect and to have self-care and all of these positive things that I try to stay into, because I realize it's a war going on outside no man is safe from. In the famous words of Prodigy, I will not use any of my time, my money, none of my fucking resources. I don't give a fuck enough about you to do that. So when someone is taking time out of their day to try to affect you in such a negative way, using any and every type of resources, forming weapons against you, just know that it's a sad motherfucking case. Now, here's one for you to think on. At one time, I used to say, "Get the fuck out of here!" Talking about pray for your enemies, pray for your enemies, and my spirit at the time just couldn't get with that, because my thought process was, and still is, I'm going to pray for the ones that love me and that I love, because they need continued guidance and protection. I'm not praying for no motherfucking body that's PREY, that form of praying over me. I'm not fucking doing that. But here's what I fucking learned about praying for your enemy. When you pray for your enemy, not only are you putting it out into the fucking atmosphere, but you are, to a degree, trying to send them, if it's possible, certain type of energy so that they'll be able to work on themselves so that they can move past whatever it is that got them stuck on you in a negative or derogatory way. Not just that, you spitting their name out to the universe. The universe is always going to protect hers. Always. This bitch will purge at any time, at any minute of the day if she wants to. God is going to protect his. Whoever you serve is going to make sure that you're protected. And in your protection, when you say a prayer for them, you are saying a prayer of protection, a shield from that negative energy. We all got some shit that we going through. We all got some shit that we want to get through. People have a full sense of entitlement to your life and to your time. For whatever reason, people will become obsessed with you as a person. For whatever reason, as I stated previously, people will find a way and a reason to dislike you instead of working on themselves. Don't be one of them fucking people. And as I stated before, have people stand on their shit. Have people stand on their own shit. It's motherfucking people that will intentionally. It's sick though. It's sick to me when I think about it. It's sick. You got people that actually want to control you. And I'm not even talking about the government. I'm talking about on a lower scale. People have a false sense of entitlement to your life. People will actually try to control you. And I'm talking about in any type of relationship. A lot of people try to play mind games with you and try to get you to be submissive to them. And when I say people, I'm talking about not just relationships where males want to be dominant, not just then. But you also got female narcissists in friendships that feel like they should be dominant and all the fucking attention should be on them at all times. And they carry around this victim mentality and feel like everyone should come to their rescue no matter what the fucking situation is at hand, whether they created it or not. You got people who play emotional and manipulative. They fucking, to me, it's sick. And not sick where I can empathize or even sympathize. It's sick as in you're fucking disgusting to me. They're energy vampires. Those are the people that you want to try to stay away from. But again, have people take accountability for themselves. Anytime you enter into a relationship with anyone, be it male or female, sisterhood, friendship, relationship, romantically, anytime you're entering, remember it always takes two people to enter, two or more people, depending on your situation. And not only takes two or more people to enter and decide that this is what they want and how they would like it to be. It also takes two or more people to sustain it. You cannot sustain an entire relationship or situationship or whatever you want to call it. You cannot sustain that on your own. It should not ever be one-sided. And when you find yourself, when you do a inventory on your life, and you start to come to an understanding that anything that you're entertaining is becoming one-sided, you need to devise an exit strategy. Because if it's one-sided, the minute it starts getting one-sided at any time, it's going to stay one-sided and it's going to go downhill. You cannot keep the boat afloat on your own and have motherfuckers on top of the boat, plugging holes in the boat, eating, whining, dining, drinking off of your fucking boat. You understand what I'm saying? Hold these grown ass motherfucking people accountable for who the fuck they say they showing you that they are. They showing you this shit. And somewhere in your mind, you would rather deal with the toxicity of any fucking person than to be alone and ascend into your greatness and meet a whole new circle of fucking people with the high probability of those people being your soul tribe. The fear of you being alone at any time supersedes your common sense, the love and respect that you have for yourself, and the boundaries that you set, and the fact that you're refusing and excusing the very people that's hurting you. You know, I just need you to think about that for a minute. I don't give a fuck who these people are. And it have absolutely nothing to do with perfection and everything to do with the minimal standards of humanity. That's it. That's what most relationships take to maintain. Respect, reciprocation, sincerity, communication, comprehension. Those are some of the minimal requirements that it takes to sustain a relationship. And if people cannot give you the minimal standards, if people can't reciprocate the minimal standards, it is absolutely no reason at all that you should continue on. But you know, I am not a relationship guru. I am not a documented therapist. I'm just one human that walks in love, still learning, and I am trying to connect with like-minded, because at this point in my life, I've been hurt a lot because people do not actually have the same love language that I do. And that is okay. But I also begin to understand that a lot of humans, I'm saying humans, I got distracted, but a lot of people lack human decency. It don't even take too much for you to be a decent fucking human. And I'm going to do you one better. Maybe you're just not an outgoing person. Maybe you're just not the type of person who could really be kind for too long. For whatever reason you're dealing with. That's to be respected. Then leave people the fuck alone. You can always say, greet them and keep going. You don't have to try to make a conscious effort to pour your negative, sour ass, derogatory, fucked up, hateful, envy ass motherfucking energy around people and try to infiltrate themselves, their characteristics or whatever they got going on, just to try to, like, what's the point of it all? Because it's a lot of us out here that war different. And what I mean by that is, you're coming at us a particular way for whatever type of way you feeling. It has never been brought to our attention other than maybe some type of actions you shown. Like, you never been an adult about the situation. You never sat down and said, sister, friend, honey, this is the way I feel about this. You didn't do that. What you did was you acted like a fucking kid and started acting out. And you started putting these people that you care about in fucked up and compromising situations to make them question not just your actions, but their own actions, and choosing to entertain you at any fucking time. So now you having this whole motherfucking fit. And at the end of the day, what does it all fucking mean? Because those of us that war different ain't gonna necessarily war the way you war. Now that you done shown your fucking true face, because the mask can't stay on for long. Now that you done shown your fucking true hand, I can either entertain that shit, which ain't gonna end up good for neither one of us, or I could retreat. Those that retreat live to fight another day. I could pull my fucking energy back from you. I don't have to be fucking bothered with you no more. You show me who you are, that ain't nothing I choose to fuck with. So I falls all the way back. I could remove myself from you. My fallback game is serious, especially when someone outside of myself had the potential to have a negative effect on my situation. I work hard for my situation to become better. That's what the fuck you should have been doing with your motherfucking resources. Instead of choosing to aim the resources at me and try to create a fucking hostile or harmful environment for myself and my family. And I'm speaking to anybody that has that mind state of trying to make a enemy out of nothing. Because another thing about common sense, let me tell you about fucking common sense, right? And this is to me. This is just my opinion. And I'm sharing my opinion with y'all. If you're not a danger to my children and myself, if you do not affect my finances, if you are not a threat to my man, it ain't that fucking serious for me to give a fuck about you. If it's not immediately, imminently regarding someone that I love in a negative or harmful way, if you're not affecting my money in any negative way, to where as though, like, it has to be something major. Y'all motherfuckers out here, y'all think y'all playing chess when y'all playing checkers. It don't make no fucking sense. Instead of you using your resources to make your situation better so that you could become a better person, a better human being for yourself before anybody else. Be good to you. You mad at me. And therefore try to cause me some type of inconvenience. Because that's all you can fucking do. You can cause me an inconvenience, but that's all you can fucking do. And yeah, it's frustrating because nobody wants to be inconvenienced. But you can't really, you can't touch the protected. And I want to give glory to God right now. And I know I'm protected because I've been shown in many situations where shit could have went left and it didn't. And I'm grateful for that. Alhamdulillah, I'm grateful for that. So I just need for y'all to understand. I need for people in general, and particularly our people, to understand that there's people that war different. I know that I'm protected. I done elevated on another level in my spirituality. So it's no need for me to get out there and get my knees dirty no more. I ain't got to get out there and form weapons no more. When I was in the state of forming weapons, it was for my own protection because I didn't understand the power that I had within myself. I had self-confidence, but self-empowerment on a spiritual level is different. I didn't realize that I had that. I just had the basic guidelines, which is religion. I always prayed. I always prayed. I always kept a relationship with God. Because whether I was righteous at the time or not, whether I fell from grace at the time or not, I was always shown that he was walking with me. And so I've always done that. But when your religion transforms into spirituality, you get to another level of elevation with it. You begin to understand that you don't necessarily have to get out there and fight. Everything that's going on in your life is predetermined, pre-written. You've been protected. You got some fair shit. Let me just speak for me. I got some fair shit going on. I got some decent shit going on. I ain't mad at all. It humbles me. It humbles me. My enemies humble me. You know what I'm saying? Because they help me to understand the power that I have. Anytime you using any type of resources that you could use to better yourself, but you instead trying to use them on me, I mean, you just help me to understand the type of power that I actually do have. And I'm not using this time to gloat. I'm just using this time to share with you. And I'm grateful to the universe for pulling me through that emotional turmoil back then. So now, of course, there may be times I might have to go back and revisit some shit, pertaining to any relationship of the past, that even though I closed that chapter in that book, and now I'm looking to start a whole new book. Fuck a new chapter. I'm starting a whole new book. But sometimes those old lessons, you can't forget them, because you'll repeat them. So you carry them with you in your suitcase, but you don't take the pain with you. And when you pray for your enemies, you're putting their name out into the universe. You are trying to help them in a sense of they need to redirect that energy. They need to redirect that focus. And maybe if somebody say a fucking prayer for them, because obviously they ain't got nobody fucking loving them. They ain't got nobody really giving a fuck about them. They done burnt so many fucking bridges and treated people so fucked up that they ain't really got nobody fucking with them and really holding them down. And it's all good. So you shoot one up for them in hopes that maybe one day and one day soon they'll get it. So they can fall back the fuck off you and worry about their own fucking self, their own house, their own garden, their own self-governing. There's a whole lot of shit going on that affects the way we live in. And if I never did anything to you, if I never fucking fuck with your kids, fuck with your money, or fuck with your motherfucking man, ain't no reason for you to be trying to go so hard at me, baby. It's just not. It's just not. You can't make that make sense. And you can't make it make sense to nobody of sound mind. So that's why I'm not worried about trying to clean up my motherfucking story or trying to clear my motherfucking name. I ain't even got to worry about that at this point in the game, baby. Not only have I came too far, but I could stand on who I am as a person, my character, who I am sincerely speaks for itself. So it ain't nothing nobody could say or do to fuck that up. And anybody that try to say or do or jump on that bandwagon just only proves what I said in my original thought, that I got more power than I even knew I had or I even thought I had. Because it's gonna fall through the wayside. It's all gonna fall through the wayside. All the bullshit always does. So I'm asking y'all, try not to base your life and your experience on people outside of yourself. This is your journey for you. For you to learn what you need to learn so that you could get through to the next phase of life, so you could get through to the next level that you need to be on. Whatever that level is, it's an elevated state. The way people outside of you feel really doesn't even matter, but to those who it actually does matter to, those who care. Because I do care. I care the way my children feel about me. I care the way people that I love view me. I do care about that. You know, I'm just giving you something to think about, shit that I think about. Hold people accountable for who they are and stop trying to force them on this fucking journey with you. Everybody got their own journey. And hell yeah, when we loving somebody, we want to take them with us on our journey. Hell motherfucking yeah. Yes, we do. Yes, we do. But that ain't always what the universe have in store for you. And that ain't the person that God have you to ride with on that journey. And when they start showing you that they don't want to go, can't force it. Can't force it. You got to know when to retreat. You got to know when to fall back. Do it hurt? Absolutely. But sometimes holding on, the fight that you fighting, trying to hold on to something that ain't even there no more, trying to hold on to something that ain't no good for you, trying to hold on to something that's constantly hurting you because your fear of being without. You done learn how to operate in that toxicity. You done learn how to walk and live and be in that pain so much that the thought of being without, just the thought of being without it frightens you. Baby, you got to get into that war room. You got to get into that war room. I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Have a wonderful, blessed morning. A great day. I wish you much love and healing. Healing. This is only what my fucking channel is about. Healing. Because in healing, our soul begins to open up. And not only do we get to ascend, but we get to the level of understanding, which is a very high level of love. And once you're healing, once you're working on yourself and you're into your self-love, then you begin to attract the alike. And that is what you need for continued ascension. Be great.